The Ondo State Commissioner for Energy and Mineral Resources, Rasaq Obe, confirmed that the signature of the governor of the state, that is Ondo State, Rotimi Akeredolu's signature, was indeed forged, and that was in a memo that is submitted to the Deputy Governor Aiyedatiwa. And yes, we've been able to reconnect with Sowore, who is a human rights lawyer and political analyst, that is going to be talking to us as regards this. Thank you so much, Alan, for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Good evening.
Okay, so earlier on I asked that now that the Ondo State Commissioner, that is Rasaq Obe, has confirmed that Governor Rotimi Akeredolu's signature was forged, is there any idea as to how sensitive these documents are that would warrant people forging the signature of the governor, and what the intention of these perpetrators might be?
Okay, let me quickly give you the background of what is happening. You know, there is nobody in Ondo State who wish or wants the governor to be indisposed or to be sick. But as humans, sometimes we fall as sick. So it happens that the governor has been sick for the greater part of this year. His sickness became public knowledge around April. So it turned out that perhaps he could not sign documents again. You know, the governor has to approve proposals raised by his commissioners, advisor, and all of that. So they now came together, members of the cabal, and resulted to signing the signature of the governor on his behalf. So it was not only Rasaq that noticed this. There were about 5 commissioners noticed that there were irregularities in the latest signature of the governor and the way they go about it. You know, the governor has not returned to Ondo State since he came back from Germany. And so when you give file to somebody who says he's going to Ibadan to see the governor, and in another 30 minutes, he returns with the file, and many a time, unlike the natural thing the governor will do, maybe he wants to call for clarification or query the proposal. Many of these proposals were returned approved expressly. So this raised a lot of suspicion, and some of the commissioners took this courage, particularly the Commissioner for Energy and Natural Resources, Honorable Rasaq Obe. He took this courage discreetly. He sent the document to US. The US did their finding and noticed that the signature were not the same. The signature the governor has been signing. He brought it back to Nigeria, and the Nigerian Association of Forensic Professionals did their own, and the result was the same. So it displayed enough courage to write to the governor and the deputy governor to say, look, I have noticed some disparity in the signature. So now, answering your question directly, what are the implications? Forging ordinary document is a crime in Nigeria, but forging the signature of the governor is more grievous. In section 467 of the criminal code, it's 14 months imprisonment for anybody who's forged the signature of the governor, because the signature of the governor is a gateway to the resources of the people of a state. So
now, Alan,
it's a very grievous offense. Yeah.
Yeah, Alan, you would recall that a few days ago, Kayode Ajulo, who is a senior advocate of Nigeria, equally alleged that some Ondo government officials were forging Akeredolu's signature on documents. Now, looking at the state in which the state governor is, that is Rotimi Akeredolu, does this not now justify the call in some quarters that state powers should have been constitutionally transferred to Akeredolu's deputy, that is Aiyedatiwa?
There's no question about it. It's just that it's unfortunate that we have noblemen in short supply in Ondo State. What the Constitution says is that 21 days after the whereabouts of the governor is unknown, or where he has refused or failed to transmit power to his deputy when he is not available, the members of House of Assembly should just, by simple resolution, transmit the power to his deputy. That is the provision of the law. But it's unfortunate that we have seen situations where people are trying to apply political solution on national matter. It's not going to work. And that is why we have been raising this alarm ever since, that somebody must be in charge of Ondo State. And until that is done, and this is the result you get, you see people, ordinary commissioner, trying to take advantage of the health challenge the governor is facing to enrich themselves to the tune of billions. So it's sad. So the people, including my humble self and the SCN, Aiyedatiwa, we have our integrity intact. Our courage should be saluted for raising this alarm early that the signature of Governor Akeredolu has been forged. And this is sad because this is the first time in the history of Nigeria that you have it established that state official will go to this length by forging the signature of a sitting governor.
So now that we see, Alan, now that we see that there is a violation of executive powers in this instance, I'm trying to find out, is it possible to identify these cabals, to point them out? Because I know that investigations are ongoing, to actually know the people that actually constitute the cabals that you have mentioned that could have committed this atrocity. Is it possible to identify them? Is there a possibility that they could be brought to book?
Yes, look, I have worked with the governor before, and I worked with the state government before. If the governor's signature is forged, ordinarily, you know the people around the governor. The first person you want to look at is his son, who equally holds a state appointment. That is Engineer Babajide. He is the Director General of the Price Monitoring Unit and the project arrangement in the state. And the second person you want to look at is the Commissioner of Finance, who has been in charge of the state finances for the past 10 years. Then you must take along the Speaker, who just passed a reorder budget, who signed the reorder budget that he just passed, who receive official communication from the governor purportedly, regularly, particularly the list of the caretaker chairman just inaugurated in spite of a court order stopping them. So you want to look at the chief protocol, Bola Alabi. You want to look at the Commissioner for Information, who has been coming on TV to speak on behalf of the governor, even when he has no access to the governor. So you want to look at the SSA, that is Aragbaye, who manages the security vote on behalf of the governor. So you want to look at some senior civil servants, including the Accountant General, who treat on daily basis approval that carries the signature of Mr. Governor.
Okay.
These are the people that readily you just have to call them to answer some questions. When last did they see the governor? When last did they see governor sign? Look, let me quietly tell you, some of the documents that are with Aiyedatiwa were documents signed when the governor even transmitted power to his deputy. You know, the governor cannot sign approval when he already transmitted power to his deputy. So these are very curious time in Ondo State.
Well, these are serious allegations, I must say. But then, Alan Sowore, thank you so much for opening our eyes to this. We appreciate that.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.